This is a word that's been coming up through other people that I've been thinking a lot about, right? The word is codependency, right? When co means to work together or to be bonded. So it's together and apart, right? Well, which is it? Is it together or is it apart? Dependency. Yeah, you depend. Oh, but if you if it you depended on it, it would just work, wouldn't it? Or nobody would be able to take it away. Or um, what does depend mean? I mean, that's what it depends. They put on adults as diapers, right? And in order to be the head of the household on the taxes, to get your own money back, you have to have already given up your rights to a job, to another, to have a child, to be the head of the household, to be at the bottom of that entire stack, to be able to claim, I'm the one. You got to be at the bottom. So, what is codependency? If all things are codependent, what do I mean by that? Well, I would say that Google and YouTube, and you could say the United States government, are the most codependent things in existence. But they serve all of us. But there's just one in this seat, one at your seat, whatever. But we're the ones that are the head of the household, filing our taxes, giving our faces, names, speech as actual beings with our minds of our own and able to speak for ourselves. And those entities gave that right away while farming everyone like a hell of a drug, right? And everything on YouTube is codependent, especially if if it gains. If everything it doesn't put up there doesn't work against you, and how could that work? If everything works against you, then who's the least codependent one of all? Especially if you don't have birthright citizenship. That's a funny thing coming from the president, because what is an election? To get a position that one was born for, but had to be elected into. But was it fate, or was it God, or was it money, or was it secret cabals of money changers and prophesizers? Oh, what's the birthright? If everyone has a right to birth and freedom and change, but then certain positions are always held. But then the most important positions are elected, even if it's by some mysterious, like how one pope becomes the next pope. Or, okay, it's the first son. But then that's a codependent relationship, because how could that have happened without everyone allowing it or choosing it? Like anyone that uses my stuff or anything that I do against me, it makes me their boss. No matter how much money they make more than me, and no matter what they do with it. It they choose to make me and elect me, especially by not mentioning it or contributing me their motherfucking boss. Otherwise, if they didn't want me to be their boss, they would have paid. They would have called. They would have asked. And then it would be a co-dependent relationship, which is an equal balance. But to take from and not be given and getting your ass kicked the entire time, that makes me people's boss. Where the decisions I make, high level people, make their decisions based upon that. But they don't need anything. They just need somebody to blame it on and somewhere to spin off of. But they can't get on here and have this conversation, can they? Again, they're codependent. Yeah. On and off and holding all the power apart from having any and got it. Well, they can just call somebody up and get a whole bunch of money minted with their fucking face on it. Just call up a company and be like, hey, I'm taking you over. What, this is the CEO's office? Yeah, but I just bought all your shareholders out. You keep your office or you can leave, but I'll get back to you next week what you need to do if you're gonna keep that office. So, from the highest high and the lowest low, what is a codependent relationship, especially like in a marriage? That's 100% codependency. Like an addiction, that has to be kept up. And well, any kind of addiction's got high and lows. If it's just always straightforward, like, going to work every day, Monday through Friday, and, you just come in with a good attitude, you do the work, you leave, and then the rest of the time is yours. So, in a weird way, that's not a codependent relationship. I mean, it is. But then it looks like the relationship with your wife is the addiction and the problem. And going to work, even if it was a drug, is not. Because that's a given 100%, and you're going to have to deal with it one way or another, and nobody's going to jerk you around as long as you walk your line. But in a marriage, see, that's one of the problems in marriage, is where the woman gets to have all this say about, but where she get all her ideas and advice from men, which everyone uses to their advantage on the side anyway. Or it's okay here, but not okay there. Sometimes, not sometimes. Everybody's playing the field, but missing at the center point within. Or maybe, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the center point's what everybody's holding on to together, apart from being able to hold on to it. Because otherwise, why is there such a difference across the globe? Where, Russia's one of the poorest countries in the world, but they got the highest amount of, they're equal with the U.S. But Putin's got more property than Washington, D.C., just as his fucking house and his land. Well, his people are starving and shooting up a crocodile and losing their limbs and shit. But he can't give any back to the people. But he's a world leader. He's so rich and powerful. But he's just got this anonymous base, and everyone just has to bow down to him. But shit, it looks more like my place than it looks like Washington, D.C. And besides, how many people have been fired out of that motherfucker since the president got there? They were just hired, fired. Oh, now you're doing a good job. Now you're gone. Everyone's about to cover up the Epstein, or we're going after the homeless people, or we're going after the immigrants, or we're going after the druggies, or we're going to the other countries to go buy some druggies and some immigrants and some incense. And it was some shit just to stir up a pot. Just while we don't talk about nothing, we just sit here, we sign our name and shit, right? But as world leaders. Okay? I mean, this is just an opinion poll, right? Talk to me in 10 minutes. It'd be a completely different conversation. This is a conversation right now. Looking at my home and whatever, anybody that I have hired or fired, if a subscription or a like or something does that, none of them were ever cut from the team. And I didn't get any favoritism with any of them. The system was pulling the strings on the other end of that through the Trump administration and computers, AI tied to YouTube and Musk and the tyranny of media controlling everyone through, we're back to Iran, huh? So who's running game? Who's fucking running game on everyone? It ain't me. Who's true to themselves and keeps holding themselves and everyone's ass and head straight up, looking like the idiot or the genius or whatever, the fool that everyone needed, so we could all get it together, and have ourselves. Unfortunately, I only know one name, and if that makes me guilty of something, I'm sure as fucking glad I didn't sign up to put my name on a bunch of coins and get cryptocurrency with my name on it and market pharmaceuticals with my name on it and all this. And I just got a channel with my face and my voice and what I was doing at certain times, which lines I was reading here and there. And anyone can make of it what they want. But anybody ask me anything, or even could look, can think what they want. But if they had any balls, they could talk to me and ask. But they wouldn't need to, because they would come up with their own assumption. And they would use that to make profit for themselves, making me their boss. And never able to give back on the back end while trying to lead everyone around. As the slaves playing two sides of what's right, what's wrong. You know, getting me to feel a certain way. And then once, whether by myself or make a statement about something, then they're like, and then they turn it around on everyone. But who's everyone? Where's the distance? If it's not the cocksuckers that fucking bought the fucking country and sold it out and still ain't been able to give it back. Because apparently they paid everything in during COVID, right? When they invaded and took over America. And globally. Whatever that could mean. But that does mean that, right? It wouldn't happen by accident. And with that accident happening, there would be, if there's already a shadow government, that shadow government would fucking have its hooks all the way across the board. And so what's codependency, huh? If everybody ain't hooked up to a drug, and the drug probably has to do with being afraid to be ourselves, to speak our mind, and not be able to get what we want. But all men are brothers. And, you know, when you get to the door, the third degree of 1313, Blue Lodge, where do you end up at? You end up at Tubal-Cain, the weapons maker. Yeah, the weapons. But what is this Good Friday and stuff about in this last week? In the reading that I've had is something having to do with the devil trying to use Jesus' own weapons against him. But see, that's a double dagger entendre with no sword, because if he was here as a being, well, they already been using him by dividing everyone as two different cults of those that know and those that don't know, and those that say things and keep everybody on the wall, and those that hide in their head and control things from within through that letter T. It is balance and shit. Apart from there being a balance, but transmitting and transmuting, but it's just a signature. And what happens, happens. But we all got people. But none of the people are connected. Right? And I am codependent on certain people. I just keep looking at one right now. And the look in her eyes makes me wonder why there's all this distance. And why I have to deal with anybody else to get there. And how I could get there, apart from getting there, when it's fucking stupid, especially if all men are brothers. And there'd be a single human being on the face of this motherfucking planet Earth, anywhere, in any fucking screen, that would try to keep me down. When beyond explanation, I've allowed everyone to use me as a footstool. and lift everyone up, apart from being able to hold that shit and to let you against me. Spirit did, God did, and who's using Jesus' weapons against himself, especially if that's a mystical being that doesn't live here or there or anywhere because he's in heaven. But heaven's on earth, in the ground, and so on and so forth. You keep spinning. But when it comes down to it, what the fuck is integrity between men? What's the difference between a men's club and a boys' club? If every man's a father and every father's a son, and all we have is the right to take care of each other, and if there's any distance or differences between it, then that's where the fucking problem is, and that's where it looks like there's a couple of bitches, and it doesn't have anything to do with women. And then no matter how you put it and say it, it sounds wrong, don't it? So that's what's a gentleman. Well, gentlemen already have to have this conversation to know to know where it's at. To already have been the footstool and the man, and any man can put me down in a grave or whatsoever. What good is that going to do? Ain't going to serve shit. And for anybody that goes up to a homeless person and is like, hey, take that. Oh, look, you got $10,000 and I made a video out of it. Hey, I'm such a good Samaritan. In a way that looks like bullshit. That looks like pissing on somebody's face and making everybody who watches it eat shit and die. It kind of looks disgusting. But see, that's the media holding us all backwards and being like, oh yeah, if I had lots of money, I'd want to do that too. So these people, when they win the lottery, they're just like, I'll give $250,000 to church for God. When if it was up to God, fuck. Look at all the problems in the world created by men. And something I said before. Yeah. So, if every man came from a woman, then what the fuck is wrong with men? And why can women be talking about how what's different and wrong with men when they're all balancing between two of what's a woman and who's the boss and who's your daddy and what does that mean? Yeah, what's the daddy issues? And if every man's your son and you got to raise one up, but you'll always keep him under your thumb and the ego will always rule and fuck that up. Okay. But women have always had a lower status. Okay. Well, men, okay. So men are out in the world, every man for himself. In this world of men, and they're all beasts. And every woman is God himself as somebody's daughter. And it's just all for the taking. But you gotta cherish it. Because any other motherfucker will kill you for it. Because they're all beasts and monsters. But we gotta work together because we're men. See, where's the fucking problem? If it always comes back to this problem of the mask, you win, you line. Where we can all just sign on the line. Okay, damn, you're in a clique. Everybody in the world, yeah, but they set a joke of that up in Islam with the false the Mahdi that's been bred into the position from an opposite position and raised, and you got a golden wedding band and kids and a wife and all this stuff, and getting people to sign into the divine territory of his as a joke of this position. But he doesn't have it, and he has to use only one religion. Well, apart from him, actually, he comes from the position of no religion. And his name is not Joshua. That's in the prophecy, right? But then every man, that's the mark. Every man has to carry his name on their forehead. And Jesus in their hearts. And I carry the hearts in my mind. And my name, well, If desire, if it's something about desire, everything leaking the ladder and leaks the ladder and everything contains it within, contain it within, and to contained and in. But there's this hook. I don't know how we all gonna get on the same line. How we gonna all fucking fit in one signature and boom, we're there. If two men could never see eye to eye to begin with, unless it was some fucking weird ass shit. And the perfect examples are put into this election. Like, oh, they're best friends one day. Next minute, they're in a girl fight. Oh, and then it turns out one's pointing a finger at the other, and then it turns out he's in there too. So who is it? Who is it? If everybody's not suspect, huh? Oh god dang it, this is a hell of a rapist ring, isn't it? I don't know. I can't show the image. I don't know how it got stuck there, but somehow it drove me here. That's a hell of a codependent relationship, wouldn't you say? Especially if I never see her again. Then that looks kind of funny. Because why would we show up here in the first place and be thinking about each other at all, even once a week, even by accident? Especially if we're disconnected, and that could continue if we weren't going to work together. I mean, I'm not looking at hiring Pam Bondi and firing her in 6 months. I mean, I kind of have this relationship for life kind of attitude. Differences aside, and we could talk about all that. If there was a we to talk about it, huh? Yeah, you have to get on the conversation. So I'd love to be have the conversation on your show from a different perspective. Because, well, if everybody's just somebody, some regular person, then what good is it to interview a famous person that's gonna, I don't know, or somebody who's not famous? If the famous people are not famous, it's way more interesting to just walk down some dirt road and flag down some people thumbing the ride, and then you're like, oh, I don't really need a ride. But can I ride with you for 5 minutes and interview you? You have way better fucking conversation. Because I think everyone's cool. But when we look at like through the media and the concepts and how it's all twisted, that's where the world gets divided up and split and looking weird as shit. And then certain names get brought up. And it can be twisted in a certain way. Or somebody can watch something, right? And they get triggered. But then all the devices are watching you, right? So then each person can be manipulated individually after that to get overly upset or to be led to some kind of self-understanding. Or to be like, instead of going and getting a gun out of the drawer and driving over there and fucking taking care of this motherfucker just because I think, and everybody's going to agree with me if I do, and if they don't, fuck them. I don't care. To come to some kind of like, man, if we trigger each other, then we probably belong together. Like a daily dose. Like when everyone else gets paid for their part. I'm still waiting for that part. Because I pay all I got. I don't get to keep nothing, right? If they'll just take it from me, they'll just take it. They'll just take it. Oh, but what does that mean? Does that mean you're sticking it to them? Or does it mean they can't take it? They just go, I'm doing something else. What does that mean? I don't know. But the voice of fear brings that in all the time whenever I'm going to post something. They just take it from you. So just take it. Come up. Do you want this to repeat? Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, what if it comes up to this? It's gonna come up. Yeah, we want shit to come up. Wait. What kind of shit's coming up? Oh, why are we coming up? Oh, shit. Damn it. Just take it. Take it from you. Just keep it to yourself. Then at least you can have it. Oh, but then you can't have it because I already took it from you. If I can be listening to your thoughts, damn. You might as well put it up. Put it up. Oh, does that mean private? Or does that mean public? Or we gotta contain this. Should we contain it? What does that mean? Does it mean to put it in another container? Or does it mean like inside? Like in my heart? Or like do I split it up like compartments? Or does that mean we just got rid of it? We like put it in a shoebox, we put it in the back of the closet. What's that mean? What's a contain it? Ah, let's just take it from you. You can't contain it. To contain it. No, that's too contained. Cut. How do you spell that? With a W or two U's? I mean, to Toulouse? Italy? Yeah, some kind of tie there. Well, all the shit that I just spoke, I don't fucking know. That's the shit that I have to listen to all fucking day. Ever since the election kicked off, and as soon as that payment was made that those two guys came together, then I could have a second voice in my head most of the time trying to talk to me about what's happening. And most of the time, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You hear voices in your head? Yeah. What's intuition? Oh, spirits telling me that this is the card, you know. What's that other voice? Especially if you spend enough time with yourself to know that, man, when things are going smooth, there ain't no fucking voice in there. Especially one that's going to be arguing with you and agreeing with you at the same fucking time. Like, people get to sit in the back seat and be a backseat driver for the man that they're watching. But their only hookup is to go to his page and go, I'm going to play this one in the background. See what he thinks about it on the inside. See how this sounds the second time around, huh? How's this sound? Does it sound good to you? No, actually it doesn't. It is pissing me off. Oh, well, how you think I feel? How you think I feel? How you think I feel? I think that if any of this was true, that there's a bunch of men out there who I'm glad I can't see your face because I highly respect you, but a bunch of pussy little bitches. And I'm trying to help you at the same time as I don't know who the fuck you are. And why can't I go through my day and you be able to sit back and fucking think about it? Why that would bother me, especially if any of us had this concept of like the pole. What's the pole? And every man for himself. But if there's only one self, there's only one fucking man, and that's no man, and he's a fucking bitch, and everybody gets to fuck his ass while he has to fucking come up on here. And as anybody, I doubt he would look like Kid Rock. And why would I say that? Because that's the song they're playing all day. And I'm not going to make fun of Kid Rock. But see, that's the point that they want to make. They want to make everyone look like shit, while at the same time raising everybody up. I just have to be the neutral moderator in this whole bullshit. for what it's worth. I didn't do this to get paid. Well, them just paying attention is enough entertainment for them because they already got everything taken care of. If there was such a thing. So why wouldn't we be able to meet up? Unless there are no other men up on top. They're just some guys with a whole fucking state, like as huge, more gold and uranium and shit under Putin's land he owns personally himself than the United States has an arsenal, you know. Oh yeah, but we could in another level moderate that to your fifth dimensional self, you know, and your channel, you know. And so we're trying to balance some kind of scales about some kind of joke, but it ain't no fucking joke. Cause yeah, well you're just that's on the internet space, but see he holds it on the actual ground. Apart from his people, wow, he uses all his people, but he doesn't use them. And the same with, oh, well, so then, you know, this place could be called Jerusalem, you know? So then then the leader is Netanyahu. Oh, but, yeah, we're trying to capture this guy, right? And he kind of has a beard and long hair, and some people seen him on a cross or some shit. But we're trying to keep that motherfucker down and teach all these fucking fags a lesson across the planet, you know, because each of us is the divine feminine as the Father and the Son and elected by all the bodies, so otherwise we wouldn't be in charge, you know, so that's why we're untouchable, you know, whether I got a desk in DC or I'm in Israel or, you know, whether I'm in fucking Moscow, you know. And I gotta hold this fucking seat for all them guys and all the regular people and actually have the conversation. And put it in fucking locker terms. In locker room terms. Cause fuck. That's where the problem is, right? Of like somebody getting pissed and like just saying like, oh, you fucking spick, you blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't even fucking words. And they tell on the person that's saying them. So see, the mirror's already turned around. There ain't no fucking mirror. It shows how everybody's been miseducated. I guess that's my time. I don't even like having these talks. If I don't have it here, you're just gonna take it from me anyway. Just fucking take it. Take it, well. Typical.